Hello, everybody. My name is Mary Ellen Stites. My business is Create With Me, and I'm creating here in the Creativity Nest. This is Teach Me Tuesday. So, what I like to do is show you some new things, new products, new folds, new techniques, new ideas. And that's exactly what I have for you today. So, today we are focusing on a brand new annual catalog. It came out May 1st, 2024, and we are going to look at some designer series paper, and we're going to make a fun fold using designer series paper kind of as the main focus. So I'm going to take it down to my desk, and we are going to work with the Frames and Flower designer series paper on page 29 of the annual catalog. It is gorgeous, gorgeous paper. I am absolutely loving it. But what's fun and different about this paper is there are some die cuts that go along with it and some frames. So this paper would be perfect for your memory keeping. But as you can see, it's great for 3D items, tags. Here's some other 3D items, and we're going to make a card with it today. So let me set this aside, and I'm going to show you what you're going to need. So what you're going to need to complete this card is you're going to need, I'm just looking for my paper. I didn't have everything over here. You're going to need a piece of the designer series paper. It comes 12 by 12, and you're going to cut it down to 5 1/4 by 12. Then you're going to need two pieces of cardstock. One is for the base. This is Lost Lagoon. It is a quarter sheet of 8.5 by 11. So it's 5.5 by 4 1/4. 5.5 by 4 1/4. Then you're going to need a piece of layering cardstock to add your greeting or your message, and that is 3 3/4 by 5. Then here's some pieces that are, I just punched them out. They're just strictly die cut pieces. There's no sticky on them. They're just some beautiful frames. This would be beautiful for your memory keeping, but we're going to use this on the card. So we're going to bring in our cutting and scoring, and the scores go out to 10 inches. So I'm going to pull my arm out just like this. Super easy scoring, just 4 scores. So we're going to get our cutting blade out of the way. We are going to score at 2 inches. We are going to score at 4 inches, 8 inches, and 10 inches. 2, 4, 8, and 10. So you can look in the video description for those measurements. So don't worry about that. Then I'm going to turn this over, and I am going, because I can see a little bit better on there, I'm going to make some tick marks. So we want to make a tick mark 2 inches down. So it's 5 1/4. So we're going to make a tick mark at 3 1/4 here, and we're going to just run that across. I think it's right here at 3 1/4. Let me just match them up. I'm just going to make sure. Yep, I got them in the right place. So we are going to cut from this second. We have 2 inches and 4 inches, 8 inches and 10 inches. So we're going to, at the 4 and the 8, in our groove, just like this, 4 and 8, to our pencil mark. So we're going to put that in the groove. We're going to put this one in the groove. I think you can see it. There's the score mark there. I'm just taking an extra second, and then the pencil mark here, and then I want to cut that just like that. We're going to save that piece. Then I'm going to come over here. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put my pencil mark in the groove. I'm going to bring my score mark in the groove, making sure that I have both of them right in the groove. And then I'm going to cut that off, and we're going to save this piece here. So we're going to end up with a piece that looks like this. And maybe it's easier to see it when it's this side. And you can choose which side that you want to have your card. And I'm going to show you how you choose that. So we are going to first, this has got a score mark in it. So I'm going to bring in my snips, and I'm just going to cut that right on the score. We could dispose of that little triangle. I'm going to do the same thing on this one. Cut right in that score, right in that channel. Dispose of the little one. We just need these 2 pieces here. I'm going to choose to keep, actually, I'm trying to think about this. I did my other card. Yeah, okay. I'm going to choose to have this be my inside. That's what I'm going to choose to do. And so I'm going to fold, and I'm going to use my bone folder to get good crisp creases, and I'm going to fold this one back. I just made that decision on the fly, and I'm going to show you why. Fold this one in, and then fold this one back. So I've got kind of a gate fold, but kind of with diagonals. Let me get that straight. I want that to close but not overlap. Okay. All right. So just like that, And then we've got these two pieces here, and we are going to glue them right down there just like that. So that leaves a Lost Lagoon here and a little bit of Lost Lagoon there. So I'm going to bring in my seal. And I'm going to add the correct side. Just like that. It's kind of a mixed foliage, so it doesn't probably have a direction. And then this piece right here. So what it does is it forms this fun little hexagon right here in the middle, and your card's going to open like that. So if you want to add a ribbon, now would be the time. If you want to add a ribbon right across the belly here before you glue down, you can, and then you can tie a ribbon right on top. I'm not going to do that today, but you most certainly can. I'm just going to go ahead and adhere my designer series paper to my card base, which is again Lost Lagoon 5.5 by 4.25, just like that. Okay, then I've got some die cut pieces. These are strictly frames. I've got just from the paper that I've punched out. There's no sticky on it. There's some flowers and there's a little bit of leaf, and then I've got the inside. And so I've got a little bit of excess, and I'm cutting it at 3 3/4 by a 1/2 inch, and I'm going to use that inside my card just like that. And I am going to use some of my tape. This card is going to be a note card that someone can put a message on, so I'm not going to put an inside message. I'm going to put this down here like that. I'm going to add one of these flowers. I think I'm going to add this big one. And I'm just going to put it down like that. That's the inside of my card. So I can go ahead and adhere that. Okay, just like that. Right into the center. Okay, so there's the inside of my card, just like that. That's ready for me to add a note. Now, I like that this has got like a petal pink to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to do a little bit of blending with my blending brush to add a little bit of color. And I'm going to use my glass mat to just kind of get off some of that color. I'm just going to go lightly around the edge, just softening up that white so it's not so stark, and I can pull color off my mat. That's what I love about this glass mat. I'm going to just soften that up just a little so it's just not so stark. Okay, and then before I'm done, I'm going to take my chamois and I'm going to wipe that so that I don't get color on anything else, and hopefully it'll dry before I'm ready to go over there. All right, so then let's stamp our message. And I've got a stamp that says just a little note, and I'm using Calypso Coral. And I'm going to stamp right here on the left side, just a little note. And then I'm going to use my glue, liquid adhesive, and I'm going to add some leaves. I grabbed some leaves that were going the wrong way, but that's okay. All right, then I'm going to add my little flower with some glue, just like that. And then I'm going to use a dimensional on this bigger one, to pop it up just a little. Okay, so we can overlap it a little, just like that. And then we'll bring in our take your pick tool, and we're going to add some of the iridescent pearls in the Calypso Coral right to the center of our flowers, just like that. Gorgeous. So we've got a little bit of element on the front, and then we are ready to place it on here. So I want to do something a little different that I haven't done on the other cards. I'm going to pop this one up. So I'm going to bring in the dimensionals that I just threw to one side. And I think I'm going to just add them right here to my card. That way I know that I am popped up on one side and I'm not overlapping the other side, so that I'm keeping my card closed, because we definitely don't want to do that. So this is just going to add a little dimension. It's not going to be so flat. I'm going to close it. I'm going to layer it, try to get it as straight as I can, just like that. It adds a little bit of dimension. Now, here's where you could have put the ribbon and tied the ribbon. I didn't want to tie the ribbon. I wanted this big message. So it says just a little note. And there's the inside just like that. So I hope that you enjoyed this card. Oh, let me take you back to my desk. Sorry, I want to show you the other cards that I did. Okay, so here's one I did with the other paper in there. And I used Very Vanilla just as a little alternative. Here's Basic White, here's Very Vanilla. And it says just a little note. And then inside I just put a flower and a leaf, just like that. And then I did make another one. Here it is, that I use the other side of the paper. So you can see the difference between these two, using the floral and then using the floral on the inside and then using the floral on the outside. So here's the difference. I think the message shows up really nicely here, but I like that the message here is behind the little Lost Lagoon hexagon. So there's just the difference. So you could do it both ways. They both look really, really cute. Here's one. So the inside's beautiful. And then here's the second one. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Teach Me Tuesday. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do that now by clicking on the subscribe button down in the lower right-hand corner. I appreciate it, and I appreciate you. You guys have a crafty day. Thank you for coming to Create with me. Bye, everybody.